Diego Lopez should have won against Alexander Volkanovski. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Fight Franchise and the recap and review of the main event of UFC 314. And before you all go crazy and think, oh, I think Volk was robbed, XYZ, this isn't the case. I'm also going to break down the kind of fight and how I think Diego Lopez should have kind of gone with the game plan, and how I think actually, looking back at that fight, he should have actually won. Not as in like how that fight played out. There was a lot of opportunities and moments where he could have capitalized, and I feel like he didn't. So let's kind of go through the fight and break it down and how it kind of all played out. So Diego Lopez and Alexander Volkanovski, they square off, and the first thing to note is Diego Lopez isn't as like fast as he normally is. He normally comes out and he's a super fast starter, but this time he's more kind of measured. It's like he's worried about not going all 5 rounds, like his cardio is not going to hold up. And he goes out there and he kind of just takes it very slow, where at range, Volk is doing brilliantly with his jab, and he's just jabbing at range and stinging Diego Lopez when he comes close. And it just looks like a vintage kind of Volk performance in the first round, just getting up to significant strikes. 11 total strikes by Diego Lopez, 31 by Volkanovski. He looked like vintage Volk. 27 significant strikes to 8 in the first round. Volk was class in that first round, and he looked like the Volk of old with that jab. And then towards the end of the round, gets a trip, gets a takedown, and lands ground and pound, and he gets up and he's like, you can see he's got that energy. He's like, okay, I'm fine. I'm gonna do this. I got past that first hectic round, because we've seen, and I said it in my breakdowns, Diego Lopez is so hectic in the first round. And he just wasn't. He was very slow and measured. And maybe it was Volk was that good and elusive and fighting at range. Like, for such a small guy, Alexander Volkanovski is such a brilliant fighter at range. Joe Rogan said it. Who is as short as Volkanovski is a brilliant distant fighter. It's because of his long reach. Does brilliantly in that first round. The second round, more of the same from Volk. Volk comes out and he's kind of outlanding Diego Lopez at will for most of the round. They get like 4 minutes into the round, and Diego's doing better in this round compared to the first, because he's engaging, he's getting into those firefights. I said the more firefights that Diego Lopez gets in, the more success he's going to have, and he was getting success. Towards the end of the second round, Diego is disengaging after a firefight, and Volkanovski clips him, and he just stumbles him back up against the fence. Straight after that, Lopez, I feel like he was like, okay, he got me, I need to get him back. He engages into a firefight with Alexander Volkanovski, clips him really good, drops him, and then I'm like, oh my God, Lopez is going to get the finish. Drops him, and then Volk's just got enough about him, and it's like, okay, the bell rings, and he survives that onslaught by Diego Lopez. But after that, we all knew, we were like, okay, Lopez has got it in him to take him out. And a lot of people, they were mixed on how they scored it. Some people still scored the round for Volk because he won the majority of the round and then got clipped really bad at the end. Whereas some people scored it for Lopez and go, look, that clipping and the damage Lopez done consistently throughout the round won him the round. So they go, okay, that's Diego Lopez's round. So, but you could score it either way. I wouldn't mind. The third round, Volkanovski does the better. I think watching it live, I thought it was much closer than people thought. This was kind of the dud round where Lopez was kind of trying to chase Volkanovski, and then Volk was just picking him off at range. When you look at the total strikes, 9-25 strikes, Volkanovski was outstriking Diego Lopez at will in that round as well. Now the fourth round was a big round. Again, same as before. You know, Volk's doing brilliant with his calf kick, and it was like it was a lot of boxing in this fight, not much mixed martial arts, not much kicks, not much elbows, not much whatever. Diego Lopez didn't kick that much to the body, to the head. I said go for the head kick, I said go for the body kick, open him up a bit, but Diego didn't do it, even any flying knees in the clinch. I guess he didn't even get an opportunity to clinch against someone like Volk who's that strong, but Volk was kind of picking him apart on the fourth round, and then Diego in the fourth round lands a huge uppercut and the right hand and cuts open Volk's eyes, and Volk's eyes are cut open, and then off the back of that, Volk's on the retreat, and it's like, oh my God, he's chasing Volk, he's going to knock out Volk, what's going to happen? And he kind of does the better work in that round, even though when you look at the significant strikes, total strikes, 16 to 39 strikes. Volk outlanded him by more than double, actually. Landed him by more than double. But Diego did the better in that round because he landed the more damaging shots and had Volk in danger. This is what I said in my prediction. I said Diego Lopez needs to let his hands go because Volk's never hit, like when he's faced these harder hitters like Ilia Topuria, he's gone out. But the rest of his resume, Brian Ortega, Max Holloway, Korean Zombies, they've not got that power to put him away. This was a guy who had the power to put him away, but he just never used it. He never got in those moments to engage with someone like Alexander Volkanovski, so it was such a shame. He let himself down, did Diego Lopez in that moment. And then the fifth round, more of the same. It was, Lopez knew he was down and he was trying to chase Alexander Volkanovski for the finish, but Volk was just kind of picking him apart, moving him backwards, using the angles. The moment he got clipped, did Volkanovski every time, it was when he was going back in a straight line, not cutting off the angles. He was using the angles brilliantly, as I said in my keys to victory, for Volk to win. And then eventually Lopez is trying to chase him, trying to get him and go, come on, let's find the center of the octagon, let's go, let's scrap it out. And Volk goes, nah, I'm not biting on that. I'm not going to lose this brilliant progress I've done in it. And it goes all 5 rounds to the judge's decision where the scorecards are read, and I think 48-47, 48-47, 49-46, and new vacant, he's the now featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski, and he becomes the first person over 35 years old to win a title in the 155-pound division or below. So credit to Alexander Volkanovski, showing age is just a number, and he could do a number over Diego Lopez in this bout. What an amazing performance by Alexander Volkanovski. He fought brilliantly. He fought the jitters. He looks rejuvenated. A lot of people are saying this is the best shape of his life. Even himself, he's saying, I've cut out alcohol, cut out sugar, I've cut out, all that sweet stuff. And I'm here for this second run. And I'm going to go and try and make and stamp my legacy to become the greatest featherweight of all time, which he probably is by now, to be honest with you, when you look at his resume. I know Jose Aldo has the WEC resume and all that legendary stuff, but does Jose Aldo have a big of a win as Alex Volkanovski, like those Max Holloway wins? Those Max Holloway wins are huge. So, Alexander Volkanovski is a credit and well done to him. As for Diego Lopez, if I'm being honest with you, he should have won this fight. Alexander Volkanovski was there for the taking, and I know a lot of people are going to think I'm sour or whatnot. I got my prediction wrong. I don't care about that. He could have actually won that fight had he just been a bit more reckless. I feel like Diego played it very safe, and I think that not to undermine Volk's jab and how he was moving and how he was, but I feel like Diego just didn't mix it up enough. He wasn't aggressive enough. He wasn't pressuring enough. Like, I don't know what was wrong with him. I was expecting him to be like, let it go more and just go out there and swing and bang and trade in the octagon. Because when they were trading, yes, there was moments where Volk would land against him and land his hooks and whatnot. But when Diego was landing, it was significantly more powerful. He was in danger. He was putting Volk in danger. He was backing up danger. He was the one who hurt Volk more than Volk hurt him. I know Volk was stinging him with his jab, but when it came to like the bigger strikes and the more powerful strikes, it was always Diego Lopez. So maybe if he did leave it all out there and gas himself out, he may have not been able to go all 5 rounds and got finished. Maybe that's what he was scared of. But I think Diego Lopez will kick himself because he could have and should have probably won that fight had he game planned maybe differently. I feel the one thing I'd love to see him do is maybe mix up the arsenal. I feel like he always does it. He just gets in there and he starts fighting in the short distance and just clipping on the inside and trying to catch you. And he's brilliant at it. He caught Volk on multiple occasions with it. He's knocked out Pat Sabatini, Sadiq Youssef, dropped Brian Ortega, had success against Dan Ige in these moments. But I just feel like he needs to learn how to use his kicking game. I feel like if he could add body kicks to his arsenal, leg kicks, and, I feel like he was very easy to read. It was just like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to scrap with you. Rather, there was nothing to tell. There was no feints. There was no telegraphing. There was nothing really. He's going to kick himself when he goes to sleep at night and go, maybe I could have won that fight and I should have won that fight had I game planned differently. But credit to Volk and his team, they done brilliantly. As for what's next for both guys, I think Alexander Volkanovski versus Movsar Evloev on the Guadalajara card, UFC 321, I want to say it is, in September. I would love to see that. Or if they've got to save him, maybe take him to Abu Dhabi. Or if they go Australia, give him that card in Australia. He deserves to fight in front of his home crowd again because I don't think he's got a win. I think he's only got to fight against Islam Makhachev in Australia. So give him another chance. He deserves to fight in front of Australia again. As for Diego Lopez, Yair Rodriguez, I know you're screaming for a title shot, but Movsar Evloev's next. Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez in the Guadalajara card. If Volk and Movsar main event that, then you can have Yair as the backup, but that is Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez after that recent press conference. There's a lot of hype. A lot of people want to see it. There's a lot of bad blood. We saw a bad blood fight between Gene Silva and Bryce Mitchell, and we were all hyped, and that sold the pay-per-view, and that helped sell the pay-per-view. Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez would be so hyped. I know Yair at the press conference says, I'm not looking at Lopez. That's old beef. I'll sort that out down the line. Right now, I'm looking for the belt. You're on a 1-fight win streak, mate. You're not getting a title shot for 1-fight win streak. Movsar Evloev's on like a 7-fight win streak or something like that, or a 9-fight win streak. He deserves the title shot. There's Gene Silva coming up as well. Lerone Murphy. So Yair Rodriguez, if you want a title shot, you need to fight one of these up-and-coming killers before you get that. So I would opt to fight Diego Lopez in Mexico, as that's going to be a huge fight. But credit to Volkanovski. Brilliant fight, brilliant performance, fought his heart out. Amazing to see. He is a legend of mixed martial arts. I know there's going to be that asterisk of, oh, he's only the champion because Ilia Topuria left. Yeah, but that's the decision Ilia Topuria made. Alexander Volkanovski's just playing the cards he's got. I think that Movsar Evloev fight is going to be an interesting fight because I think it's going to be grappling. Volkanovski has brilliant grappling. He's shown against Islam Makhachev. Islam was way bigger than Movsar. That's why Islam had success. Can Movsar take down Volk, or will Volk have the success and be able to finish or smother or batter someone like Movsar? I think that's a very interesting fight to see. Maybe on the co-main event of like a Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, that would be a great fight to have as well as the co-main event. I think that would be brilliant. So yeah, credit to Volk. As for Diego Lopez, you actually should have won this fight had you game planned or fought with a different style, or maybe been more aggressive. I feel just like he was too tentative. Let us know what you thought in the comments down below of the fight. Do you think Diego Lopez should have won the fight? If he game planned better and kind of, been more aggressive, he could have had more success and maybe put Volk out of there. Or did Volk fight a clinic and he is the best featherweight in the world at the moment, not named Ilia Topuria, as he's gone up to lightweight? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for the more MMA and fight content coming soon. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.